Hello, Shire Shed, and welcome back to the Shire Shed. I'm Sonny, and you're here, presumably, for yet another first impression video. Today is a completely different brand to me altogether, and I am very, very excited to try it, and you probably are excited to hear about it since you probably clicked on this video because the thumbnail got your attention. Now, before I get into the video and the review and the first impression and all that stuff, I do want to preface all of this. This video may be a little shorter. At this point, I don't know if it will be or not, but probably will be. Kind of had a lot going on, not so great stuff. Not that affects me directly, but certainly things that affect me nonetheless. So if I seem a little off or distracted, maybe, please accept my apologies for that. I do have other things on my mind, but I did not want to skip doing a video this week because, truthfully, I enjoy doing this. And I do it for you guys, and I do it for me. I assure you, if I didn't feel like doing a video, I wouldn't be doing a video. So, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get down to today's first impression, which is Rattray's Howl of the Wind. This one has actually intrigued me for quite some time, given that, first of all, it's basically a vapor, but it also has some fire-cured Kentucky. So, I am very, very excited to give this a go. It's one that I've heard a lot of good things about, and haven't jumped on it for a couple reasons. One being, it's sometimes tricky to get a hold of, from what I understand. I haven't really seen it. And the other reason being, I've just had other blends to get to first. This one wasn't super high up on my radar, so I was looking around for blends to try, and this one came up. So before I read anything that's on the tin, tell you what I'm drinking today. A little bit of vitamin Y. Yes, it's been that kind of day. So, I'm going to go ahead and get this lit up. In my very first Peterson pipe ever, which is a Peterson St. Patty's Day 2021 999. Very first Peterson ever. And had I known this was going to light a fire under me to get into this the way I have, I wouldn't have believed you if you told me. So let's light it up. All right, and we're off to the races. Very first thoughts. I really like the Virginias in this. Very, very grassy. Very hay-like. Fresh cut hay. A little bit of breadiness. Immediately reminds me a lot of Peterson Flake. Just the slightest whisper of Kentucky. I mean, hardly noticeable, really. Couple little rough edges. Nothing too bad, though. The Virginias definitely lead me to believe they are a bit on the younger side. There's this very distinguishable greenness. Like, if I could describe any color as having a flavor, it would be this, and that would be green. Not to say it's not good, but these Virginias need a little bit of time. There's a certain almost like a tartness, kind of like if you were to eat the rind of a watermelon, maybe. It's uh, it's definitely in need of some time in the jar, which makes sense because this tin, this was packaged and tinned January 31st of this year. So, yeah, it's pretty young as far as Virginias go. Again, not to say that it's bad, but it's it's not really quite at its potential, to say the least. My daughter just got home. It's very green, very green. Let's see what Tobacco Reviews has to say. And we are back. Tobacco Reviews has quite the write-up of this blend, and it reads as follows: a pure Virginian tobacco of a most unusual share of strength. This is a strong, sharp-aged red Virginia blend that will perk you up quickly. New tin description is: Howl the Wind is an unusually strong Virginia-based mixture. Fire-cured Kentucky is added to a base of variety of Virginias and Perique completes this mixture. It is then pressed and finally rubbed by hand. Notes: the booklet inside the tin says, a full-bodied Virginia tobacco with a slight sweetness and extremely pleasant smoking characteristics. The name comes from that of the armorer in the novel The Fair Maid of Perth, a maid who had a most unusual share of strength. In the German description, well, it says in the German decryption is written, but I think they maybe meant description. Und einem hochwertigem Perique. That means, and a touch of spicy Perique. I think that's Wetzigem. Wetzigem, yeah. Still, just getting an abundance of grassy tanginess. The brand is Rattray. Rattray. Series is in the British collection. Blended by Coalhouse and Kopp. Blend type is Virginia. Contents are Kentucky, Perique, and Virginia. It is ready rubbed. It comes in a 50-gram tin or a 100-gram tin, which is what I opted for. Country of origin is Germany, and it is currently available. I would take that with a grain of salt, just due to, as I previously indicated, it can be tricky to get a hold of sometimes. So, if you come across it and you like vapors, I'd give it a shot. Strength is medium to strong. There is no flavoring detected. The room note is pleasant to tolerable. The taste is medium to full. And I would agree with every single one of those points. I'm probably not going to read through too many of the, if any, of the reviews of it. So I'll just tell you this. Oh, there's Shane Ireland. So I'll give you my 2 cents on it. Given how young these Virginias seem to be, I may not be in the right headspace for this right now. This is, to me, more of a straight Virginia with some Perique and some Kentucky. I typically don't smoke straight Virginias, or certainly straight Virginia heavy blends, until it starts to get a lot warmer outside. Not a lot, really. I mean, I'm probably over exaggerating that. I'm talking like consistently in the 70s realm. Currently it's maybe 50. So this one I may not quite be there yet. Sometimes I'll wait for the first day of spring, but overall I typically don't have straight Virginias until it warms up quite a bit more. I was kind of thinking this might be a little heavier on the Kentucky, but it's not as heavy as I thought it was going to be, that's fine. It's not like I'm let down or disappointed or anything, but I think maybe I'm just not ready for this one yet, and it's probably not ready for me. That said, again, it is very, very good. The Virginias have exactly, and I mean exactly, the notes that I look forward to in a straight Virginia, especially bright Virginias. Very, very, like, overpoweringly tangy, grassy notes, fresh cut hay, all the classic, all the classic adjectives for describing what a straight Virginia is and tastes like. So, that said, I think if this has some time in the jar, I don't know how much time, but if it has some time in the jar, it's gonna sing. Much like Sutliff 507C, straight Virginia, and of course, in my opinion, the king of all straight Virginias, Peter Stockby, Luxury Navy Flake. My favorite. And I love Virginias. I just, since I tend to freight train a little bit, I have to use them sparingly. So, that said, once this has some time to age, I think it is an absolute knockout of a Virginia Perique. I'm not really getting any Perique, to be honest. That's not completely uncommon for me. Mostly because anytime I see Virginia Perique, I'm wanting more Perique in there than what blends usually have in there. Anyway, I'll get off that soapbox. I am going to go ahead and cut this video. I have a lot going on today, as I mentioned, and I still have some things that I need to get done that I haven't been able to get done because of the aforementioned other things that have been going on. So with that, I will close this video out. I want to say once again how much I appreciate each and every one of you, all my new subscribers. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me in this insanely hilarious and Frank Gallagher-esque train wreck of a channel. I could not be more gracious or more blessed to have you here. So with that, you all know how it goes. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. But if you do, don't get caught. See you next week, guys. Bye.